I didn't watch because I actually had a premiere last night
Oh,
for my
fanciful.
documentary.
Nice. How'd that go?
Yeah. Went very well. Unfortunately, I did a film emulation pass on it, and in order to resolve the grain well, I upped the bit rate, and the machine they played it off kind of couldn't handle it, so it was stuttering a bit.
Been there before. Been there.
It's happened to me. Like, it happened to me at the Kevin Smith Festival. Like, the whole thing was stuttering. I was just like, damn it.
Yep.
No, but it was cool. When I was a kid, I didn't think I'd be friends with like a mayor, let alone a couple.
That's true.
So,
that is something special. That is indeed.
Yeah.
And that's what we do here on Matt Men Movies. We make friends with mayors and things. That's how we roll. That's who we are. You just know us as potentially future Congress people. Yes.
There's no way either of us can get voted into any political office, especially with 9 years of this show.
There's a lot of footage to take us down, that is for sure. But you know what? What is cancel culture anymore? I think we stopped that, right? Are we done with that now? How'd that go? What would the end result of that be?
Let's not get into politics because
that's probably smart. We deep dove in the JFK before. I still don't know how the fans are feeling about that.
You know what? Actually, the engagement on it's better.
Well, you know what? People love to talk about JFK. That's what I spend most of my time on Reddit about.
Dude, there's got to be like some fire where that smoke is if it's 62 years later and people are still trying to figure out what the hell actually happened.
Strange. It's quite strange indeed. It may be 62 years before we figure out what's happening in the movie business right now.
Jesus, man.
Nailed that. We have got a ton of topics to go through today. This is our...
Also, it's our season finale.
This is our pseudo-season finale, but who counts anymore? And when the seasons end and when the seasons begin, it's 80 degrees here in Tucson, and I love it, so who cares about seasons?
It got down to the 20s last night, which for Texas might as well be, hell freezing over.
That sounds awful. Awful indeed. But we are old men. I find it more and more that when I was a child, I thought when I got older, I'm not going to be the person that talks about weather. But you know what? There's nothing easier in the world to have a 30-second conversation with somebody than go, hey, this weather, huh?
Well,
it's so silly.
Yeah, we've become our parents. Like a friend of mine posted a picture of him with his kid on Facebook this week, and I looked at him, and I met this guy when I was like 14, and I looked at him, I'm like, oh my God, he looks just like his dad. I'm like, oh my God, we are that age.
So let's keep looking to the future as we continue to talk about the past. Because we're going to talk about the past all day.
About to say, because the future's real depressing right now. So how about we just put on our nostalgia glasses and, eat some member berries?
I will not subscribe to that. I don't think it's that bleak. I still see future hopes. I still have ideas of a beautiful future in the movie business, which we'll talk about today. But you know what? Let's I don't know. No, we're doing it right up top. We're getting this out of the way right up top. Let's do it right now. It's the end of the year. We've seen all the movies. Actually, I haven't seen all the movies. I have 3 on my list. I haven't seen yet.
There are a bunch I still need to see.
Let's talk about top lists. Now, I do have top...
Wait, have you even had a chance to see Wake Me Up Dead Man yet? It came out 2 days ago.
Yeah, I saw it Friday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. My guy Josh O'Connor's in it. I'm not going to knock first day Josh O'Connor.
I've been busy. I know that's probably going to end up on my top 10.
Well, I mean, I have 2 on here that I haven't seen yet that I'm sure that will be on my top 10 list. So yeah, we're going to kind of do it that way. Let's start. What's the random movie on your big list of the year that you would not have expected at the beginning of the year?
The Naked Gun.
Yeah. What a movie that was. What experience.
Yeah.
What a time to be alive.
I was thinking about it. I really like Liam Neeson in it. But part of me was wondering if they had gone with someone a little bit younger, right?
Okay.
Who would I cast? and I was watching some old clips from SNL, and I know exactly who could have killed it in that role.
Oh, well, I know too, but you go first.
Not saying Neeson didn't, because he did.
Oh, yeah, agreed.
Adam Driver.
Don't hate it. Don't hate it at all. I was going to give you Chris Hemsworth. I saw pieces there in that Men in Black that he did.
He's a funny guy, but I don't think he's serious enough when he's funny. Because for that kind of comedy to work, you have to play it serious as a heart attack. Like that delivery, like it's my favorite delivery in the whole movie, where he goes, she was put together at all the right places. Head, shoulders, knees and toes. Knees and toes.
I fell out on the floor. Oh my God, that was so
Dude,
good.
when I was watching that and the snowman scene happened and there's like a 3.5 minute deviation from the movie out of nowhere. Yeah. I was like, what just happened? How did this hijack the film, and why is this the greatest thing I've ever seen?
There was a lot of hijacking moments that we should. I'm going to add hijacking moments to the spreadsheet here as we're talking, because I can think of at least 3 right now that I saw in movies this year. I'm going to give you, for me, Roofman. When I saw the trailer, when I knew it was a Tatum thing, all these things, I was just like, eh.
How is that not like automatically on your list? It's kind of like
it's not. No, because I was afraid of how they were going to tell the story. Because I was afraid it was going to be one of those things where it is about the crime, and I didn't really want to know that story because it's not very exciting. But it became a bit of a love relationship, and it's just really how you build relationships with people, and I love that part of it.
It just, to me, it seems like okay. So when Prometheus came out, my buddy and his wife went to go see it. And after they left, apparently his wife said, "Hey, do you think Matt liked this?" And his response was, "He's so excited for it, I don't think he'll let himself not like it." And to me, I think that's how Roofman is for you, because it feels very much like up your alley.
It wasn't, though. I saw the trailers. The only reason I saw it is because I got it for the $5 movie. That was one of those wonderful $5 movies at the Galaxy Movie Theater this year that I enjoyed. So that's the only reason I ended up seeing it. I would not have seen it at this point if not. I mean, I like Tate's, but he's not my favoriteest in the world. And, again, I thought this was just going to kind of be like a crime caper, and that was going to be super boring because the real story is fascinating. I didn't need that. But because they turned it on its head a bit, I really like what they did with that. That's why I enjoyed it, and I was surprised that it made the 10.
Now, what's an inversion of this, where one that you were really looking forward to seeing and wasn't bad, but you're like, man, that's not even close to my top 10?
Well, we can. It was on the list for worst or biggest fails of the year, but I'll go ahead and put this one right up there. The Running Man. Man, The Running Man didn't do it for me. I adore everybody involved, but it didn't bring it together. I had kind of fun, but my heart broke at the same time because I realized that Glenn Powell is not going to be what I was hoping that he was going to be. And again, another thing that we'll talk about later, because the Tom Cruise relation is fascinating. But that really, The Running Man, I was kind of disappointed.
I think the age of the movie star is officially dead. But yeah, I watched that one last night, and I think our conversation for that might need to be held not on camera.
Yeah. I mean,
it was okay. Real quick, it was weird because there would be shots in the movie where that would be sequential shots, right? Mm-hmm. Not like random, but you'd watch a shot and you're like, oh, this feels right out of the 80s. And then the next one is like, oh, this is the mid 2000s. And the one after that, it's like, oh, this is the 90s. It felt so cobbled together. And the script, okay, this is how like most of the scripts seem to me.
Yes.
Ben, you're a fighter. You don't know what you're doing to these people. It's like, it's the Netflixification that everyone talks about, where like they have to like spell out exactly what everyone's thinking and feeling.
Okay. You know? Have you read the original text? No. I haven't either, but I do want to now. I am fascinated but because
the original film is like one of my favorites, and I was hoping for something different, but I was thinking like this is the same kind of remake that like RoboCop and Total Recall was, you know? Mm-hmm. And this is my least favorite out of the three.
Yeah. You know, I mean, the first one, I mean, it doesn't have a second or third act, but it's fun while it's going, right? But this one,
No, there's a very brief second act.
yeah, okay, I'll allow the brief second act. Yes, I will allow that as well.
Yeah.
How about another? Let's go with what is your. Go ahead and talk about. Hang on. Oh man, this is so tough because I want to get to a couple of things that you've got. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, real quick, we got no time. But for me, I think I got to put mine a movie that I saw that I was like, oh, this is good,
Yes.
but didn't even come close to my top 10. Fantastic Four.
I forgot that came out this year.
There's nothing wrong with that movie, but I think it's kind of like. Well, it came out in between a couple other big movies, including Superman. And apparently Superman's like the most searched for movie this year.
Oh, wow.
Like, thank God. Like, we needed a good Superman movie. But I think people just kind of forgot about it, like, instantly. And that's a shame because, like, everyone's doing good work. And, like, the effects are great. The production design's incredible. Like, there's nothing wrong with the movie. It's a very good movie. And then I was making my top 10 and I was like, oh shoot, yeah, I did see Fantastic Four.
What is the movie that you have on your list that nobody else will have on their list? Because you know I got at least two.
The Long Walk.
Oh, okay.
I've actually watched it like 3 times. I love The Long Walk.
A lot of people say it was good.
Loved it.
I haven't seen it yet, but okay, I love that.
But it seems like one that fell between the cracks. But like, I think the cast is incredible. It is brutal. And the only downside to it is that it feels like the best TV movie ever made.
Okay.
But I think that's kind of also just the source material. It's literally people walking.
Sure.
Right? Like, you know, but like it looks great. Like, yeah, I absolutely love that movie.
I haven't seen it yet. Maybe somebody will have it on there, but you know what? I still got a special place in my heart at the end of my list for Mickey 17.
That's on my list of I still need to watch.
It's just weirdly bananas. I think that's what scared people is because it's just too weird. Like the wife was like, I can't listen to him talk like that. I can't do a whole movie like that.
Yeah.
It just worked. Understood why he did it. It was magical. I still remember him being. There are certain things about that, him being printed off and stuff. I had a lot of freaking fun in that movie, and that's a Jodorowsky kind of weird kind of flick that's going to be up my alley.
Yeah.
And so, you know what? Mickey 17 is on my list, and I don't think anybody else is really going to have that on there.
What are your runners up that aren't on your top 10?
Man, that's a good question.
Because I came up with 3.
Well, go ahead with your 3 because let me contemplate on that.
My first one is really close to being in my top 10, but it just barely didn't make it, and it's Weapons.
Oh, okay.
And then Thunderbolts, which the more I think about, the more I actually really liked. I like how stripped down it was for the most part. And this kind of isn't even because I liked it, but the fact that, and my oldest daughter pointed this out, it's a movie that gave teens and tweens something to see and do in a way that we haven't had in a while, and that's K-pop Demon Hunters, which is like it's a good animated movie, and the fact that it went to Netflix and then they said, hey, let's do a weekend in the theater, and it did huge. And I was like, well, that's kind of crazy. And my daughter said, well, it's because they're giving teens a place to go and something to do that's just for them. And I'm like, oh yeah, we haven't had that. God forbid we do that. Like something that's just for them. Yeah, and then you find when people are like, kids don't go to movies anymore. It's like, no, they do. It's people our age and older that aren't going.
Exactly.
And yeah,
that's just the manipulation of things because they. 30-second old person rant. I'll try to keep it to 15. Old people, you're too addicted to your phone and you pretend like that you're not, but you are way worse than the children. And the same thing with this situation. You're way worse about these things and you don't go to the movies, but the kids go to the movies because it's still the cheapest form of entertainment out there. And I'm done.
Now, here's a question though. Is it the fault of people our age and older, or is it the fact that when they go to see a movie, it's like, oh, so are we going to go see Minecraft or Five Nights at Freddy's? Because it seems like
they don't get a super bad.
A lot.
Like they just don't get stuff like that anymore.
Well, there's also like if you think about like boomer culture,
I try
right?
not to, but sure.
But like boomers had like movies about their existence. And like TV shows like 30 something, you know, and like all this kind of stuff. And like don't forget about American Beauty. I was explaining the plot of American Beauty to my daughter last night, and she's like, "Oh my God." It's like, yeah. And this won like every award, but it's like all about like their lives at the present. And I don't think people our age and Gen X really have that right now.
Very much agreed. I did compile a list of 4 here. Here you go. Good Fortune. Have you seen that one? Aziz Ansari, Keanu Reeves. If I had a comedy on the list, I was really kind of hoping maybe it'd be there. I enjoyed it.
It takes a lot for me to get into Aziz Ansari, and I think it's literally okay. And this is part of like other things, but like it's literally the tone of his voice.
Couldn't.
It's kind of like I can't get into Andor because everyone whispers the entire time where everybody's talking, and it's like it like causes me physiological upsetness.
But, I understand it.
Right.
Adulthood. This was the Alex Winter movie that came out this year. Not unlike my pick from last year, Bad People. This was a movie that just keeps getting worse and worse in the most fun ways, and like it just goes down this awful rabbit hole of the marriage and parents and dead bodies and stuff. And it was a lot of fun. It was very funny, pretty demented. And you know what? This will be called my hang on. Oh, darn it. Hang on. What is the movie? This will be my Death of Dick Long award for the year. Would be for adulthood. We need to make sure that we have that award every year.
Okay. Yeah, we should. Okay, this is the official Death of Dick Long award. This is the initial award.
And it's going to adulthood.
Okay, I love this. Adulthood. Do you realize that the 2 movies that you chose were Bill and Ted adjacent?
I know, right? Well, I got a third, and it's not Bill and Ted adjacent. Are you ready? Are you comfortable? Get set. Get ready. Almost made the list. Didn't quite do it. Ice Cube War of the Worlds? Just kidding. I'm just kidding. That movie is so terrible. It was so bad.
I won't even watch it. Oh
my God.
Apparently it was a COVID production.
It was so bad. Oh my God, I'm just kidding. All right, I'm back. That's not getting any worse. I'm going to tell you that right now.
No, it'll get some razzles.
The 2 on my list that I haven't seen yet that I am 99.7% sure they will be on my top 10, and that's why I put them here, are Marty Supreme, Chalamet's movie. Going to see that Christmas Eve because they don't have a good showing Christmas Day for me. And The Secret Agent, which I want to give a shout out to the Loft right now. Thank you for bringing this back because I couldn't see it during the film festival because I had stupid car problems, but they got to bring it back. A lot of the people that I respect say this is your movie of the year. And I can't wait. I'm very fascinated. Foreign film, so I'm going to have to read subtitles. Oh, my God, the horror. But those are the 2 on the list that I feel like 99% they'll be there.
Okay, so Marty, it's funny because a buddy of mine, Adam, I won't say his last name, but we did a series of short videos just for us in high school about a table tennis player, ping pong player. And it was kind of similar. So I'm like, okay, like I'll check it out. But the one that I know is probably on my list.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't. Hey, team out there. I'm a 45-year-old man, and sometimes I don't know my phone technology. I was just trying to turn down my brightness so my battery didn't die, and I almost screwed up the feed. My bad. Go ahead, Matt.
Okay. That actually reminds me to turn my phone off. So the one that I'm pretty sure is going to be on my top 10, but isn't right now, is Wake Up Dead Man. Because I don't know if I've seen a movie of his that I didn't love, and everyone says this is probably the best of the 3, which that's some high praise, because, man, I love those other 2. Did you like it?
I can't wait till we talk about
You did not like it.
It was good.
Wow.
I mean, it was good,
Okay.
but anybody that says it's better than the first two has brain damage. But Josh O'Connor's in there. That man, I'm just all in on Josh O'Connor. That's my guy.
Okay, so let's go through your top 10. I don't have mine in order except for like the top 3 could, depending on my mood, be like thrown around. But like,
all right, mine's not necessarily in order either. But here we go. Mickey 17, Caught Stealing, Austin Butler's movie. Fuck all you guys. I like that movie. You can suck it.
Still haven't seen it, and I really want to because Aronofsky has earned a lifetime pass for me because of The Wrestler.
I mean, and it was really good. I think people are stupid. Black Bag, early movie of the year. Oh, man, that was about as tight a thriller as you could possibly get. Looked beautiful. Everybody's awesome. Another one of those movies where Fassbender pretends to be an expert, but he's like the worst at it. He's so great at that character. The Materialist. People, again, have very strong feelings Materials. I thought that it worked because I didn't care to see 2 of those 3 people in a movie. And you know what? I enjoyed them in that movie, and they were nasty people, and they just weren't good people, but I saw a lot of fun. Finally, Chris. Come on, Captain America. Make more movies like that. I'm just saying. The Holds, Secret Agent and Marty Supreme. I do have Roofmans I talked about earlier. I want to make sure that you know that in my top 4 is going to be something in this order. The Secret Agent. It was just an accident. That was the other foreign film that I haven't seen yet that does not seem like an uplifting movie, and I cannot wait for. The Mastermind, that's my best movie of the year, that all day, every day. And then One Battle After Another. It's going to be 2 to 4. I'm not disrespecting that movie. I want to be crystal clear on that. It is top 4. Mastermind just did it for me more because it was a complete movie. That's why.
Okay. And it's a very you list.
I think so.
It's a very you
I
list.
think it's solid.
Yeah. I'm going with, and again, until we get to the last 3, I don't think there's a particular order for this, but I'm going to go with The Long Walk. A movie, we already talked about The Long Walk, but my next one is a movie that feels so out of time in a good way and felt so creative and almost kind of punk in a bizarre way, is 28 Years Later. That movie, man, like I didn't know what to expect with it, and halfway through I was like, oh yeah, Danny Boyle, man.
Sometimes he can cook.
Like when that guy locks in, he locks in. Next up is a movie that I still need to see again because the last half has me like just kind of going, is Eddington.
Okay, that was a close. That was the second tier for me. That was the second tier because the first half was so strong, but the second half, it canceled any chance it was going to have to be on my list.
Yeah. Then The Naked Gun. Then one that I did not expect to be on the list, but ended up being, like top 5 favorite, is Bugonia. Man, everything about that movie just hit perfectly for me. So good. Next up is Frankenstein.
Oh, very nice.
And I still say like the last 30 minutes is the weakest part of the whole movie. But Del Toro just like he's Del Toro. Like Sinners.
Oh, shit.
You forgot about Sinners, motherfucker.
I failed everybody. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
You want to find out if you can still get canceled?
No, I only had 9 on my list, so I'm going to put it in there. My bad, guys. My bad.
Okay.
100% my bad. Sinners, 100%. Has so good.
Probably the best scene of the year.
Yep.
A scene that when I was watching it in the theater made me go, oh, this is why I love movies. I forgot. Yeah. And everyone knows this. Everybody knows the scene you're talking
about. Cougs, man. Fucking Cougs.
My top 3.
By the way, thanks for just letting me dangle out there and just like be like, yeah, you sucker. I'm going to, okay, I remember that. We got a long pod still to go, buddy.
I got notes on you here. Yes. Hey, here's the thing about your list.
You just assume I didn't have it on there.
I never know what's going to be on there. Okay, all I know is like 90% of it's going to be some crime bullshit.
How many crime movies do I have on here?
Probably 4.
Yeah, about half the list.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So I'm right. My top three, and again, guys, these are favorites and like ones that just hit for us, not necessarily what we say is the best. But Superman, we've needed. There's not been a beloved Superman movie since I've been alive. Every single one has had fans, but like overall, like just didn't hit for people. This one worked in a ridiculous way, and I'm still upset that I only got to see it once in the theater, but it was such a good experience that I'm kind of glad I didn't sully it. But like I saw it. Jeez, I saw it.
Yes.
In at Cinemark XD in their biggest screen they had, third row center, and it's funny because Superman kind of here, like if we can show, kind of means something to me. It got like a ton of Superman stuff, right? So Superman is a big deal for me. And, the first one is probably like my second favorite movie, if not my first favorite. And I went to see this early. I got the Amazon screening, so we saw it like 3 days early. And I'm sitting there and my kids are with me and my wife's with me. And during the opening sequence, before it even gets to the opening credits where it says Superman, I can kind of feel them kind of like looking. And as the opening title hit, they all looked at me. It was like, okay, what kind of ride home are we going to have? Is he happy? And then like I had this giant smile on my face because I love that opening scene so much. And I could feel them relax. Like
there's no greater feeling in the world than that when you sit down in a movie and 5 minutes in, you go, "Whoo, this is going to be a good one."
Yeah. Oh man. Sorry, my camera. That I'm like, okay, this isn't exactly what I was expecting or necessarily what I thought I was wanting, but I'm digging it. And the fact that I'm not so ingrained into what I want that I'm not going to enjoy something that's giving me something a little different, it made me really happy. Top two, and I don't know which is highest for me, but right now number 2 I have Train Dreams.
Oh yeah, didn't do anything for me.
I loved that movie. Loved it.
We were
haven't stopped.
We were
thinking
dancing in Tree of Life area as far as I was concerned, and I don't dance in that area.
I think this is just when I realized that there wasn't necessarily a narrative, and it's just here's this guy's life. I was really digging it. And the fact that they could have gone the typical route with it, with some, because I don't want to ruin it for people who haven't seen it, but there's some things that they could have done differently that might have made people happier, but would have made the movie worse. But right now, what I have is my number 1.
Yes.
And part of it's because I got to see this in 70 millimeter IMAX.
That'll do it for you.
One of 9 theaters on the planet that can show it like this. And I saw this with my daughter, who's 16. And this was a perfect movie to see with her. One battle after another. It had been, I hadn't seen a movie on film, really, not a good print, since we saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood opening night. All right, so that's 6 years. And the scene where she's practicing karate in One Battle After Another.
Where the movie basically should have started, but yep, go ahead.
And you're wrong about that. But when she's practicing karate, you could see the flicker in the white in her gi and the lights. And because it's on 70 millimeter IMAX, it was noticeable.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, yeah, I love this. I love this magic trick of throwing light through celluloid. Like, this is a gorgeous magic trick. And that's also when I understood how Paul Thomas Anderson uses large format differently from everybody. And I think we said this off podcast last time.
You said you didn't know why he was doing it. You said it wasn't going to work.
No.
Yep. Check the tape.
No, I said I figured it out.
You.
And what it is,
yes,
he uses the wide shots to punctuate, as opposed to other people who shoot in the large format where they stay wide and they very rarely go close.
Sure.
And this, in One Battle After Another, when it cuts to that guy being black bagged and thrown into the Charger, and all of a sudden that Charger's speeding through the town, and it cuts wide, I'm like, whoa, like, bing.
Yeah.
I get it. And also, it made me like Sean Penn.
Nothing wrong with that. No,
so that's my top 10.
Did you have any disappointments that you saw this year? I mean, I know that you're about to talk about Jurassic Park, so go right ahead.
That wasn't a disappointment because I wasn't expecting much going in.
Okay, I got you.
I don't know if I liked it better than the last one, but overall it just felt really slow. And just kind of like, what are we doing here, guys? You know? So, yeah.
Did you see the Springsteen movie?
No, I did not. Dude, ever since Walk Hard, I've kind of tapped out on these musical biopics. Like,
I mean, Jeremy Allen White is a perfect example of a guy who, no matter how hard he tries, just isn't a movie star. You're a TV star, and there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing. But we forgot that, and we've definitely forgotten that with Rami Malek, for example, who I saw a movie of his this year that would have been really, really good if Rami Malek is not the main actor. He just is just not a movie actor. And Springsteen, I mean, same thing, and that was... He did. Like, he collapsed on stage while he was performing. I get it. He gives his whole heart. Nobody's not saying that he doesn't, but can't carry a movie. And... not unlike, in the same tone, the same idea, the second Coen brother, maybe he should stop making films by himself. I'm just saying the last two, last year's Abomination and Honey Don't from this year, just not very good at all. Like, it's like almost a misunderstanding of how movies are told and made. And
didn't he also do Tragedy of Macbeth?
No, that was the other brother.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a good brother.
I really like Tragedy of Macbeth.
Yeah, this brother did the one with, she had a terrible accent in it last year. She also had a terrible accent in it again this year. I'm going to look up who she is here one second. But I like that she tries Margot Qualley, but she's 0-2 in Coen Brothers accent movies and 0-2 in movies of Coen Brothers. So
that's a shame.
Yeah, it was a big disappointment. I tried. I'm not doing it again. I'm not a sucker like that. Not doing it again. And as we both said, The Running Man going to be on that list of...
Man, that trailer was so great. And it should have, when you take a look at everybody in it and everyone associated, I should have loved it. And I wish I did. I wish I loved it. But
I don't know why it felt like Coleman Domingo did all his scenes in 2 days. But it felt that way.
Okay, so I'm not the only one who thought that. And also, I have a question. Why split up his character and Killian?
Yeah, I don't know.
I thought the whole idea was they're making the original at least was kind of making a point about how that's why they got Richard Dawson, the guy who would
exactly.
I'm the lovable host and I kiss the women, and then behind the scenes he's like, no, we're gonna kill these people,
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of the point. Whatever.
That's what it was.
Or like the first thing that happens in the original movie, where the janitor accidentally bumps into him. He's like, "Oh my God, Mr. Killian, I'm so sorry." He's like, "Hey, don't worry about it. Everything's fine. It happens. No big deal." Elevator door closes, and he turns to his assistant. He's like, "If he's working here tomorrow, you won't be."
Yep.
That's kind of the point. So I don't understand why you have Coleman Domingo, who turns out to be kind of a good guy, and there's a lack of there's a lack of subtlety. And I never thought I would say that the first Running Man could be a subtle movie. But here we are.
We were wrong. Transition segment time. I have pulled a random DVD out of the dollar movies that I love to collect and buy at random auctions and different kind of places. And I want you to riff for 30 seconds. I'll put it on the clock.
Okay.
Let's see what you can do with this. So first time segment, it will be named later. Pulling a DVD from the collection. Are you ready?
Okay.
Not going to be a crime film, you son of a bitch.
Okay. Let's hope it's one I've seen.
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Oh man. Okay,
Get it.
I am so glad you mentioned this because this is legitimately one of my favorite horror movies of all time.
Let's get it.
I love the fact that people are loving it now, and because when it came out, people were really divisive on it.
They were.
But like honestly, it is one of the most gorgeous, lush, incredible adaptations of the story. I think it's better than Nosferatu, all three of them. I love the fact that they came up with so many good designs for Dracula where they're like, well, which one do we use? And they're like, yes. It's also one of the horniest movies ever made.
It definitely is.
Like, but, and people make fun of, Keanu Reeves' acting, but it's like, okay, you realize that in the story, you know, his betrothed, you know, right? Ends up siding and going with the vampire, right? So we need someone who we might not think is as charismatic as the vampire. And when you see young Gary Oldman, you're like, dude, this guy is smooth. And the opening where he's like cursing God and like screaming and it just cuts to the fire with the title card. It is operatic. It's got one of my favorite shots in any movie where when he's in the giant bat version of him, and they hold up the cross and he like growls at it and it catches on fire. Like no, this movie, it is an A+. It might be my favorite thing that anyone involved has ever done, and I'm including Coppola. It might be my favorite Coppola movie.
Nice.
It is him unleashed. And not crazy. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Oh,
yep,
God.
Yep.
I love that. And that, by the way, that 4K that I have is incredible. Yeah.
Nice. All right. That was Matt Pulls a Random DVD. That's not a crime film from his collection. We'll come back to that later. Oh, I did. There was one more movies of the year question that I had for you. Did you have a favorite bad movie of the year?
Favorite bad movie?
I mean, because mine had neon lights around it.
Okay, what?
Flight Risk, baby. Mark Wahlberg, just banana cakes in the air. It was dumb. It was stupid. It was nonsensical. And I had a blast, and I'd watch it 73 times. Also, Topher Grace.
Man. I don't think so. I didn't see a whole lot of real... Oh, okay, actually, okay. I don't know if it's a bad movie, but a lot of people don't like it.
Yes.
I'm going with The Monkey.
Oh, okay. There you go. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
I definitely had people who had feelings about that.
Yeah. I didn't know how I was feeling about it, and then I'm like, oh, well, it's tongue-in-cheek, and it's kind of crazy, so... But like, I didn't see a whole... Except for the stuff I watched for Mattaween, I didn't see a whole lot of real bad stuff, you know?
I didn't go out of my way, but Flight Risk was a no-brainer for this guy.
Yeah.
That's... Sign
I also
me
don't... Like, I've got
up.
to the age where, like, I'm not remembering a lot of the stuff that I see. Like, if it's not, like... If it
doesn't impact you.
Yeah. And I think part of it is because of Mattaween. Like, it didn't start until a couple of years ago where I was watching stuff and be like, wait, I think I've seen this. And I checked my letterbox and it's like, no, I've seen this.
I've seen this.
Yeah.
Let's look forward now to 2026. There are some movies on the horizon. There have been some people talking. There have been some con adventures from some of these people that we'll talk about
Spielberg's
just
UFO
over this
movie.
last weekend.
Spielberg's UFO movie. Spielberg's UFO movie.
Already that advertisement. I don't need to tell you what it's even called. You're going to show up.
They don't know.
Go
They
ahead
don't
and
know.
buy your
Yeah, they don't know what
tickets.
it is.
That's first of all, brilliant marketing. Love that. Old school kind of marketing.
It reminds me of the AI marketing.
Just put your dick on the table and be like, you're going to come see it.
Well, it's like, okay, let's go through the list of his other alien movies. Close Encounters, E.T., and War of the Worlds.
Yep.
Do you need anything else?
It's pretty easy. Pretty easy. I'll be there. Sign me up. Give me the tickets.
Yeah.
So it's been a couple years since I've had a great January movie come out. But this year, I get one. Are you ready for this, sir? Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, directed by Joe Carnahan. That's all you need to know. January release. This could be maybe the greatest January release in history. Joe Carnahan is notorious for releasing movies in January because the studios hate him, so they always stick his movies out in January. But I think this is going to be quite possibly the greatest January movie ever. They're together and they're criming it up. Damon and Affleck criming it up. How can you go wrong?
Oh, you could go wrong.
No, not going to happen. Not going to happen.
I'm going to be real dumb about this, but I'm really interested in seeing the latest Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
And the latest was Avengers Doomsday.
Yeah, that was
Because Endgame and Infinity War were like two of the biggest, Hollywood blockbusters ever made in terms of size, scope, and Infinity War. That was their big summer tentpole, and they ended it killing off like all the beloved characters. That is like, no matter what we say about the Russos or Marvel, that is a gamble. So I'm really interested to see what happens, but it's also like, I don't know. I don't want it to feel like it's a toy box movie where like you're just opening up the toys and like I got this and I got this and I got this and I got this. But we'll see, because when they first did, like, when the Russos, their first movie was Captain America: Winter Soldier, right? Mm-hmm. And everyone's like, "Whoa, this is not only a great superhero movie, but this is like just a good espionage movie. How'd they do this?" And then they did Civil War, and people were like, "Yo, what's up? Like, these guys did Community. Where'd they come from?" Then they did Infinity War and Endgame. And then they've had the last 7 years of their other stuff, which has not been received as well. So
well,
it's
thanks
be real
Netflix for screwing somebody else. You son of a bitches. Hey,
is it time to get in? Is it time to get into that? Because we've been dancing around that since we started.
No, we're not there yet. Because I want to talk about Project Hail Mary, because I need more Ryan Gosling in my life. Ryan Gosling by himself saving the world. Come on.
Dude, my wife even said, that one looks really good. And it's like, yeah, it does. It does. Yeah. It looks great. And once it's like the writer of The Martian, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I'm in. Like, The Martian is 3.5 hours of a guy going, I have a problem. How can I use science to get out of this? I use science to get out of this. Hey, I've got a problem. How do I use it? And it's just that for 3.5 hours, and it's the most riveting, funny movie of that year.
Yep. Good stuff. Good stuff. Are you in on this Mortal Kombat? What's the other one coming? Fight that they're trying to put Street Fighter.
Street Fighter.
Are you interested?
No. I did not care for the last Mortal Kombat. It seemed a little too self-serious to me. I really liked the original Paul W.S. Anderson one because it's just so silly. And Street Fighter. Okay,
come on, give it to me.
When adapting something that's as silly as a video game that looks like this, used to, you would have to try to make these wacky character designs kind of work in real life. And now they're just going for, no, here's Cody Rhodes with a 13-inch flat top.
I am so in. I love it.
And it depends on the script. It really depends on the script and the tone.
That's true. That's true.
If I watch it and it, if it's taking itself seriously, but it's like Naked Gun funny or like Jackie Chan kind of funny, that would totally work.
Mm-hmm. Where do you land on Andrew Schultz? Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
I don't know.
But he is going to promote the shit out of that movie. I'm going to tell you that right goddamn now. There are some great things on the slate for 2026. I am very excited. 2025, as a side note, it should be acknowledged, has been a fantastic year for movies.
It really has. It turned out to be a really good movie. And we'll come back to that because you would think for the the studio that dominated this year, like absolutely dominated, they wouldn't need to sell themselves.
That's not how things work. Let's sidetrack for a minute. Let's talk about our guy.
Yeah, because I'm going to rant about that. I'm going to rant about that because I've been proven right again.
Mr. Quentin Tarantino has had some opinions over the last week, which has turned some of Hollywood currently against him.
Have you seen a person of his stature just get so destroyed immediately?
It was like, I still don't know what the impetus of him just taking swipes like that. I think he needs to stop spending time with Roger Avery, but that's just my own opinion about something different.
100% agree. But like of all the people to go after, Paul
so weird.
Dano. Mm-hmm. And also, like, for him to say that he was weak sauce in There Will Be Blood, and it's like, so you want two Daniel Day-Lewises? Because I'll tell you what, it doesn't work.
Doesn't. So weird.
I said this on Twitter, but like no one, reads my stuff. But thank you. But the fact that you have a character like Daniel Plainview, who is such a hard-willed MFer, right? It was like, hey, I just fell down my mine shaft, broke my leg, punctured a lung, but in order to make sure I get my claim in, I'm going to drag myself on my back across several mountains. And to have his stuff, his vision, his goals undone by the weakest of people who hide behind the Bible, trying to be a good person when you know they're not, that's what makes it work. It's like, because the whole movie is just Daniel going, this fucking guy?
Yeah.
Him?
Yeah.
I can't operate my well because of this guy? Yeah.
Yeah. It's just so weird. Like, but we all get older and we have weird opinions, and I try not to do that, and I think about that every day, and I don't want to be that old man, so I'm not taking shots at Paul Dano anytime soon. It's just weird. It's just like, it's not necessarily out of left field because he says crazy shit, don't get me wrong, but it's usually about older actors, whatever. It's rarely like this because he still wants to work again.
Taking a swipe this big is weird.
Yeah. It was very strange. Maybe he was off his meds that day. What was your favorite first-time viewing experience this year?
Superman.
Nice.
But just because I hated the last couple so much, and I think in today's world, people need hope. They need something light. They need goodness. Like they're yearning for it because we're surrounded by so much negativity, and everyone seems so self-centered.
Sure.
And to have a character say like, no, like being nice is punk rock, and people identifying with it, and people going, yeah, we want this. It makes me want to cry. It's so beautiful. I love it. And when you see people who are hating on the movie, like really, it's like, oh, it sucks. And then you take a look and like everything about them is just like how much they hate stuff.
Sure.
Like, and the only stuff they like is like mean stuff. And it made me hopeful. It made me a little hopeful. And I think that's what we all needed. And that's why it's my favorite. Cause like there was so much going against it. And like when I look at it now, like visually, it's not the kind of movie that I normally like. And there's a lot in it where I would not have picked that for a movie I like, but I keep coming back to it. And since opening night, I haven't been able to stop thinking about it. And to me, that is a great sign. It's kind of like I didn't like The Fountain first time I saw it, but like a year later, I realized, I've been thinking about The Fountain a lot. And I'm like, that affected me. That's a good thing. So, yeah.
I've seen all three of these many times before, but to be able to see Blade Runner, Heat, and Dial M for Murder on 35 millimeter on the big screen at the Loft just really again reinvigorated my love for movies. Just to be able to see those, to spend time with people, to listen to people laugh so much at Heat that I don't think always is a funny movie, but it really genuinely is in a lot of ways. And to see people discover a black and white movie that they'd never seen before, and just like ride the wave on that. It's beautiful. It was wonderful. It made me feel so good about movies. And that's, again, those were, I've seen them all, but to be able to see them on 35 millimeter, which I've not done before, Heat was outrageously beautiful on the big screen. So
I'm surprised you didn't call out Blade Runner for being outrageously beautiful, because that's kind of like what that movie is known for.
Oh, well, I mean, I have fawned over it a time or two on the podcast, but 100%. And to be able to see the special effects work from that time on younger people,
man,
I never know. You just don't know because of how they look, but I still think it looks spectacular.
Well, that's the thing. Like, that movie, I don't think there are any like questionable visual effects shots in it.
It's the wides. It's the wides of the city. Like, can you buy into that?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, the fact that, like, even, you look at it now and you're like, oh, it kind of like going back to Dracula.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, no, this just works. It works.
For sure. I like it when things just work. All right. No, you know what? We still got a few minutes before I'm going to let you go negative. We're going to keep getting positive here. I've got a couple other things we can talk positive about. Okay. You can give me all the negatives later, but let's talk about trends that you're seeing in film or just video in general that you actually like. Like, what are some lighting things that you've seen maybe, or camera shots, or any of that kind of stuff that you've enjoyed and that you've taken from?
Man, that's a tough one, because I don't know if they're trends or if it's just like individual moments.
Go for
it. Like, I love the look of Train Dreams, right? I love the look of Frankenstein, but those are unique. I don't know if there are a lot of current visual trends that I'm totally digging, because I used to want, like, back in the 2000s, I was like, why aren't people shooting wide? Why aren't they doing a lockdown with people in the center of the frame?
Yeah.
And if you watch horror now, everything is just locked down center of the frame. And if you watch most action movies, they are shot pretty wide now, but everything's also like Gimbal Town, where like stuff's moving just to move, not necessarily like, when was the last time you saw a dialogue scene and all of a sudden the camera just did a dolly in on somebody, like, to enhance a moment?
I mean, it's going to be a master old director, not anybody new. Yeah, I know. I hear it exactly.
And that's kind of my point, is the fact that, like, filmic language is changing, and I think maybe not for the best, because right now a lot of the stuff is reminding me more of high-end vlogs.
I love, as we discover how drones can be utilized in overhead shots of films. When I think about some of my favorite shots in movies have been the overhead shot. It's the Kill Bill when she's walking into the bathroom, it's that shot when she's in the place, or it's the overhead shot from Vengeance Is Mine at the end after he's killed her and he's dragging her away. Like, those are such beautiful, wonderful shots that I think we're understanding how the drone can work in those ways. But also I think that the drone can operate as like this kind of creepy view for the audience. The things that you can kind of see, the POV visualization you can see from that, I think has been utilized in some really cool and interesting ways. Certainly going through different places. Look, Ambulance was a terrible movie, but it was really fun to see what a drone can do.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because I was saying, like, I don't think we've scratched the surface of FPV drones in movies. But the problem is, with Ambulance, is like every time the drone was starting to do something really cool, it would cut away.
Yeah.
And for that stuff to work, you need a longer shot. You need something that flows a bit. Because FPV drones can do some ridiculous stuff.
Agreed.
And I'll say one thing that I kind of want to stop are impossible shots.
Okay.
They used to be cool to pull off before, like, it was very easy to stitch stuff together.
Exactly. Yeah.
you know? And I think that we need more restraint, just kind of in general. But like, and I wish we could give movies, like movies are so expensive now, but like it feels like there's no budget for extras or lighting. And
It's definitely been a place that they've cut, which is crazy.
yeah. And I think it's also one of the reasons you don't have like little flourishes like, hey, we're going to do a dolly in as this person opens up their phone, you know? Just little stylistic stuff that like it's going to take a minute to set up, you know, so we can't do it. And I think that's why people like shoot so often on crane or what you call it, on gimbals. It's because they're moving the camera around, but it doesn't seem like there's a reason behind it. And I kind of like a reason. One thing that I do like, I will say this. It's not so much a visual trend, but if you take a look at behind the scenes footage of Superman, their rig is like not much bigger than this.
Crazy.
With a tiny little lens on it, you know?
Yep.
Like, like this is an old camera. But like, you know, they're shooting on this tiny little box camera. It's a red. And they have these wide lenses. And they don't have a matte box. You know, they don't have like it's such a small package that it's like, okay, all right. Like, we finally gotten to the point where we can do this on a $200 million movie. Good.
It's nice. It's nice. See, I knew I'd get something nice out of you. All right, let's get it. Let's get it. The time is now. Sometime in the morning, I don't have a watch or anything like that, but I can say that it is time to talk about, we'll just label this the future of movies. How about that? The future of cinema. There's been all kinds of changes in the year of 2025 to movies. Studios have bought things have been sold, things have been destroyed, all those kind of things. Where do you even want to start with all this madness?
Okay. It's weird trying to look forward, because I don't think anybody knows what's going to happen, but I don't think most people think anything good is going to happen, because like, if you're taking a look at existential threats to this industry, you got to say like, okay, which one do we want to talk about? Do we want to talk about,
hit me.
right. Let's talk about Disney doing $1 billion deal with AI to license out their characters so people can make AI slop out of it on their platform. Meanwhile, that stuff is going to be trained on the work of other artists and writers and performers. And we literally just had like a 9-month or 6. Yeah, it was like a 9-month strike about this.
Yeah. Right? Okay, perfect. Perfect place to pause. And I'm only playing devil's advocate. This is not my situation to rev you up. I am curious about all these things. So you say AI slop. I just don't believe that Disney is not going to figure out how to make it good. Like, I don't know how Disney of all people are going to make it a product. Go ahead. Then that's the question I'm asking. Go ahead.
Right. Okay. So one of the things they said they're doing is they're going to allow users.
I saw that.
To create content. Okay. Most people have ridiculously bad taste.
Yes.
And if you don't believe me, go take a look at people's MySpace pages from back in the day, where they would throw so much crap on there, a web page could crash your computer, right? So you're going to have people creating just the worst stuff, right? And it's just going to be out there. And like, I don't like the term gatekeeping, but part of the reason there used to be gatekeeping was to make sure that you would protect your brand. And right now, they don't care about their brand, it seems. They care about the bottom line, not realizing that your bottom line is affected by how your brand goes over.
Yeah.
Okay. And this kind of goes into, used to be, you made movies because you knew you could make a lot of money, but you wanted to make good movies, right? That's like in the studio system, they would put an actor, they'd find someone, it's like, oh, this person has a good look, or this person can sing, whatever. And it's like, well, let's give them singing lessons, dancing lessons, acting lessons, vocal lessons, so they know how to enunciate properly.
Sure.
And let's put a lot of money into them, and let's make movies that are good so we can get our investment back.
Crazy how, that used to work.
And the whole point was, let's make good movies so we can make money, so we can make more movies, because people like movies, and it's a good way, and not an easy way, but it's a way of making a lot of money, right? A lot of money. And at some point, and I don't know if it's because most of these film companies have been, bought out by larger entities, but now it doesn't seem like they have to make good movies, right? And
just
again,
content, baby.
Just the bottom line. Because back in the old days, if you had one studio that in the same year released Minecraft, Sinners, what is it?
One
Superman,
battle after another.
One battle after another. And like they've dominated this year. There's a bunch I'm leaving out. Like what was it? Bloodlines, Final Destination Bloodline.
Love that.
Right? They have dominated this year, financially and critically. And normally that would mean, hey, we're on the up and up. We're going to keep doing this. We're going to solidify our brand. We're going to get the best people to come work for us so we can make better movies, and we are just going to ride this wave. That's what Pixar did in the 90s and early 2000s. And they did a streak that was incredible. But no, what's Warner Brothers doing? They're selling. And this sell is going to be bad no matter how you cut it. And it's basically, do we sell to the people who basically say theaters don't make money when we know for a fact they do? Or do we sell to the people who only want to buy it so they can get rid of CNN because the people who own the company that wants to buy it are creating a mediaopoly, right? So we're in a no-win situation, and we called this. I've been saying this for 2-3 years. That it seemed like Zaslav was trying to run this to a point where he could just sell it and leave. He didn't care about what they were making, and he finally got to that point.
Yeah.
And again, any other person like 20 years ago would say, well, this is the time we don't sell.
So how business works now.
It's ridiculous.
And that's the difference. Art for art's sake used to be how it operated, and now it's just a business. Like
but
business
that's the thing.
people.
It wasn't even art for art's sake. This is a way of making money perpetually.
Yeah, I guess I just mean that's your first thought. Like, this is art rather than this is commerce. Like, yes, your art ends in commerce, but there is no thought of art now.
And yeah, and like there's not. And the fact that like we have a government that's just like letting it happen, right? Is kind of ridiculous, because the fact that we've allowed these companies to also control how they distribute their movies is like we literally had we had to make laws about this. Well, like 70 years ago, right? It's like, hey, you guys control every aspect of these movies. That's a monopoly. That's not okay. Give one of these, like you have production, distribution, exhibition. Give one up. Like we'll give up exhibition because they can't exhibit things that we don't make and distribute.
Sure.
But now it's like, well, we're making streaming only shows. Well, now they control distribution, right? And a friend of mine said, well, if Warner Brothers sells, it's not like their stuff's going to go away. It's like, it absolutely does mean that.
Yeah, that's the end result.
It 100% means that.
While you're talking about that, we live on air right now, which just means for you and me, we are going to see if we're going to open a studio tomorrow, because I bought a lottery ticket yesterday for the $1 billion Powerball. And let's see if we won, except I don't find my thing, so we're going to have to pretend. I know.
Dude,
I didn't win.
Oh, you didn't? I was about to say, if you won.
Well, if we won,
I'm flying,
I would not be talking
to Arizona today.
We'd have to.
I'd be texting you, hey, are we doing the podcast today? And like, I'll never hear from you again.
Where will we open our studio at?
Colorado.
It's so cold there. I like the idea, but
no, it's not.
Yeah, remember, I live in Tucson, so anything colder than Tucson is too cold for this guy.
Yeah.
Me and my private jet will fly out.
Oh, God.
Just kidding.
God.
Nah,
when you
I would love to
find
be
out
like John Madden and just have like the coolest bus ever, and you just go around. That's living the life.
it really kind of is.
That's rock star style right there. Okay. Continuing on. Let's talk about all of the alternatives.
Let's go back. Like, well, what happens at this point? Because like they're selling.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So we look at the alternatives. We look at the A24s. We look at the Neons, and we look at the lower mid major movies that used to be made that can now be made by these guys. Do we believe that these guys are going to be our future, or is A24 going to sell out next year?
They're not the future, because it's not just the movies they can make going forward. It's also the catalog.
Yep.
Warner Brothers as like the most extensive catalog. And now it could just go away. It could literally just go away.
Mm-hmm.
I said, because everyone's so mad that Netflix is buying, and it's like, you want to really confuse people, Netflix? Then say, hey, if you let this merger go through, this buyout, we'll release the Batgirl movie and see how people respond then. Because people got real pissed that Warner Brothers just shelved that. But like, no, I don't think that these middle of the road movies are going to be taken up by another company. Because like you said, was it A24 has an operating budget less than what that Powerball was?
No, they're at $3 billion now. They got some, but all the rest of them, I think Neon's at like 300 or whatever. And
it might have been
Neon
that you mentioned, yeah.
And I mean, yes, but what did Miramax have before Miramax started?
It was a different time because people would go see movies based on who was in them. That doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah. So you got to figure out that fucking outlet to the people.
Streaming was really a bad idea. Like, I know at the time it seemed like, well, this is going to save the industry during COVID and stuff. But like, man, it was a real bad idea because we just trained people to stay home. And like the idea of giving these, like, I don't understand how a CEO can look at, like, One Battle After Another is back in theaters for a week. And like, it's all sold out. It's all sold out. Sinners had been released like 2 or 3 times this year, selling out like every single time. How can you look at that and say people don't want to go to the theater? Like, I don't understand that logic.
It's just not the numbers that they want. I feel like that a lot of times it just comes down to, yeah, we can still hit singles and doubles and occasionally a triple. It's just not consistent like it used to be. And I hear him speaking about it's not the future. And I don't think that it necessarily is until we adapt to a different way to do, like Cinemark 30 is no more. Like that stuff's not going to happen. But if we have cinema houses that are much smaller,
but again, like the success of Minecraft and these other Warner Brothers movies show that that's not the case. It shows that they're like, if you put a good movie out and people know about it, they're probably going to go see it. And like Sinners is a hard sell for most of the country, and it did huge numbers. And I think that like we might need to get back to this idea of enough, right? Like not everything can make $2 billion. That's
right? 100% true. Yeah.
But like you take a look at, back in the 90s, you'd have a movie that cost $25 million and it'd make 300.
Yep.
Okay. That's enough. That's enough. Not everything has to be a grand slam.
Sure.
And it's kind of like, are you going to make more money selling 1,200 Ferraris a year, right? Or 1 million Tauruses?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. I just, money doesn't seem to work that way anymore. And I don't know why that is. I mean, I guess I kind of know why that is.
Again, I think it's because streaming is meant to lose money. It's meant to basically be a tax shelter. Like it's literally the only thing that is making sense to me. Because when you're like, no, look, you can make money in the theaters. Or Dogma, right? Dogma is a 26-year-old movie. Got re-released on 4K after not being available for like 15 years, right? Do you know how many copies they sold this month alone of the 4K?
I do not.
10,000.
Nice.
Of a 26-year-old movie That's by Kevin Smith.
Right.
And they moved 10,000 units on 4K. People want this stuff. So don't tell us that that's not where the market is. They're changing the market to fit their narrative.
Sure.
And it's ruining everything. And the only thing I can think of is it's a tax shelter. Because again, if you are Sony and you can show that you're losing all this money on movies, well, that's going to take down the taxes you pay for everything else.
Sure.
Right?
Yep. Within all of this, did you have a dirtiest article that the Rags wrote this year? Because for me, it was every article Variety wrote about Netflix or AI. I mean, if it is not crystal clear who they work for at this point now,
right?
then you are just completely dumb and blind. Because
no, anyone who's pro AI at this point, it feels like it's a scam. Like they feel bought. Because honestly, I've yet to encounter, except for something like we're going to use machine learning to make rotoscoping easier. I've yet to find a way where AI has really improved things. It's like every option that like I have on my phone, it just ruins it. We talk to our AI assistant for issues on this website. It never works. And it's also terrible for the environment, and it's putting people out of business. So, like, if you're pro AI at this point, you're on the wrong side of history. It's so anti-human. It's so anti-human.
We never had the full conversation with Stephen about this. He began to talk about the idea that if I can utilize AI to make 30 projects rather than one project, how is that not then in turn beneficial to the artist that can create more work because of the speed as to which AI can deliver certain things?
If you're using it as a tool to enhance and not create, or to get your work done faster, I think that's fine. But the second you take people out of the equation, that's taking. I trust me, as an independent artist, I get the temptation where it's like, well, I could just generate what I see in my head. But then again, I'm not making it. It's me telling a machine, hey, rip off this other stuff and create it for me. Yeah. And to me, that feels inhuman, and it feels like a cheat. And like, I'm torn because I would love to make whatever I saw in my head, But if that means also like not paying people, then the fact that it does exist, is that that this product would exist, is that, is it a net loss? Is it a net gain? I don't know, but it feels so morally wrong. It feels like let computers do the computer stuff and let humans do the human stuff, which is the creative stuff. Computers were supposed to alleviate burdensome, tiresome work to let us be creative, and it's gone the exact opposite way.
But that also means, like in all humanity, there will be a swing of the pendulum the other way. I mean, I feel like that we've always had that. I think that not going back, but just like how to utilize it, like swinging the pendulum to where artists understand what you're talking about and approach it in that way. Right. I think, yeah. Let me ask you a human question. I hear everything that you're saying, and this is not even going to be a but. I'm just fascinated by the idea that rich people, powerful people have always pretended like the things that they utilize are terrible and we shouldn't. I.e., for example, Jamie Dimon over there at Chase a few years ago was like, Bitcoin is terrible, it's stupid, it's dumb, all the while pushing down the price so they could buy all the Bitcoins they needed. So Chase was buying thousands and thousands of Bitcoins at that time, or tens of thousands, right? So how much of AI is being utilized by those people, and they want to make sure that us simpletons don't discover the usefulness that they have for AI on how just excluding all the environmental. I'm just talking about the technique of utilizing AI. How much are they utilizing that and pretending like it's not useful to get another leg ahead of the rest of us?
They're utilizing it, but I don't think it's to the degree that they're saying they are. I think this is a little bit, I don't want to say a Ponzi scheme, but like it's not good enough right now for prime time, right? Yeah. But they're saying it is.
But
and I think they're saying it is to. No, but that's what I'm saying. I think that's what's going on. That it really isn't, unless we're talking about like secret government conspiracy stuff. I don't think that. Let me take that back. Okay, so one of the reasons apparently Luigi Mangione did what he did, right, was because of how badly United Healthcare was running things. And we found out that they had like this AI algorithm that was just like automatically telling people, no, your claim, is rejected. So from a human level, that AI is not working. From a bottom line standpoint, it 100% is.
Yep.
Okay. So that's when we have to look at things and like, what do we mean by is it working? Because they definitely use AI for facial recognition.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
In Ross and Marshalls.
Right. Actually, there's a guy who found out he went into a store without his phone and he bought something at a Walmart with cash, no electronics on him, and then still received an emailed receipt.
I saw this story. Did we fact check this fellow?
Yeah. And like, no, they'll do that. Like, Target has been known to track your face, and if you steal like a candy bar or something, they won't do anything until you hit like a certain amount, and then they will bring the hammer down. So you are being tracked every time you go into a place.
I agree. Sometimes people tell stories that are to get them of importance, but they're not necessarily real stories.
I know, but like some stuff like this has happened to me as well, where I'm like, wait, how the hell did they know I bought this?
Right.
So yeah.
I didn't know we were venturing into Enemy of the State now.
Right. Jesus. Like, I remember when that movie came out, I'm like, this is ridiculous. And now I'm like, oh shit, they were trying to tell us. No, but it really seems like I get what you're saying about like, are they using AI? The kind of stuff that they're using AI for that works is something no person would ever actually use, right? But they are artificially inflating AI's importance in your everyday life for like what the user can do, simply to try to force people to use it so they can justify their investment.
Well, that's fair. Not just, the money aspect of things. And once they started getting those supercomputers on Wall Street, I mean, all bets were off. But I mean, the ability of AI to understand market stuff, if you put the right data and information in there, is just another way that they're able to manipulate those things and make money when none of us are making any money.
But then again, like the stock market's a weird thing because it's like legalized gambling for the rich.
Well, sure. Well, sure. Oh, I got one number on the Powerball. Heck yeah. Watch out
Nice.
now. Shut it down, baby. Hey, I forgot to ask you a question earlier on my little list of questions to ask. So I'm going to ask you now, as soon as I remember what the fuck they're Oh, we didn't get back to hijacking scenes. Do you have some good favorite hijacking scenes from the year? Just like scenes that were just like up head and shoulders above the rest, and people are going to be pissed at me when I say mine.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's a hijacked scene, but the chase scene in One Battle After Another, I think, is kind of like the standout from this year. That and the scene from Sinners, you know. But I can tell you a scene that was hijacked by my favorite performance of the whole year.
Please do.
Jim Downey.
Okay.
In One Battle After Another. Every delivery he has in that movie just steals the scene for me. And his delivery of a semen demon is so funny because it's not a question, it's an understanding. And that little choice of inflection just completely changes the entire meaning of the scene. I absolutely love it.
I'm gonna stick with One Battle, and for me, Del Toro and Leo it's just a different world. Like
this might be my favorite Del Toro performance.
The apex of those two guys together is just unfortunately it didn't matter how great a movie that it was, and One Battle was a really, really, really good movie. That just stands head and shoulders above the rest. Nobody can compete with that. That's sometimes when you put two people together like that, it just wins a movie.
Yeah.
So good. So freaking good. Also, the black bag scene when they're all at the table and he's trying to figure out who did it, or, like, who was involved. Oh, man, the tenseness in that one. The British guy who was the other actor in Caught Stealing, as I'm talking, I'll look this up, never liked that guy at all, not even a little. And then Matt Smith, yeah. And then he shows up with a spike, and he's got the Cockney accent and everything else. And I was like, oh, okay, I can get in on this. I like this guy. So it just needed one scene for him to win me over this year, and he definitely did in Caught Stealing. Yeah, good stuff. I like that a lot. Also, there was another guy in there that was doing NoHo Hank, and it was pretty good too.
I expected NoHo Hank.
Yeah, like he was doing his version of that.
No, I know, but like he was in Superman, and he's like unrecognizable.
Oh yeah, I know. And he showed up in something else that I was like, oh hey, it's NoHo,
dude.
So good.
He's awesome.
Yeah. Nikita Kushkin nailed it. He plays it. He does it, and I think he did a really good job. We've covered a lot of things on the list. Probably still have a few on here, but there's always meat left on the bone. Is there anything else you want to hit before we get to our recommendations for the week?
Man, it has been a heck of a year, and like I don't know, like it's sad that we could possibly be seeing like the further slow death of this art form in the fashion that we've been accustomed to it for the last 110 years.
Yeah.
After having such a good year. Like, I was surprised. Like, usually I'm trying to find movies to put into my top 10, and this year it's like I got too many.
I left Sinners off like an idiot.
Yeah, it's like what you would think that would mean. Like, hey, movies are back.
Yeah,
and that's just not the case. And like every company is undergoing massive layoffs.
Yeah,
massive. And you're like, what's the end game here, guys? Like, what's the end game here?
There's nobody working in the movie business. That's what it is. Clear out.
Go ahead.
Man,
we need to get rid of the people who are just like number crunching tech bros. Need to leave this industry. Like,
yeah, good luck.
Like, remember how they canceled the show in Barry? Where she's like, we got an amazing Rotten Tomato score. And it's like, yeah, but like the first 30 seconds didn't grab people. And like, wait, what?
It's just such a dumb business. I love it so much, but it is just the dumbest business ever. All right, clear out. I forgot to get into my 30-second hot take. Here we go. Already, this is my TikTok breakout video. Turn on the TikTok camera. That doesn't make any sense to you, but another podcast I listen to says that. I learned this year that Austin Butler will be Tom Cruise before Glenn Powell will be, and I'll tell you why. First of all, Glenn Powell, I adore you. If you ever want to hang out, I'll come to Austin to you. I hate Texas, but I'll still come to Austin just to hang out with you. There is just a piece of that puzzle that's just never going to be Tom Cruise. And as I'm watching him in The Running Man, I just realized that it's not charisma. It's not that smile. It's just not all quite Tom Cruise level. And that makes me sad because I really thought Glenn Powell was going to be my next Tom Cruise. He certainly thought he was going to be the next Tom Cruise. But you know what? I got my eye on Austin Butler. I got my eye on you, buddy. You do a lot of weird stuff. You spent your time a little too long in Elvis, but I think that you cleared that all up. To the moon for Austin Butler. He will take over the Mission Impossible franchise in 2028. I made a declaration.
Oh, did you hear about Tom Cruise's space movie?
Oh, I did, and I love that. Tell them, and then I got one more Austin Butler thing. Go.
So Tom Cruise is supposed to do a space movie. He was going to use SpaceX and NASA, and I think this is the one where he was going to do like a low orbit.
He's going to outer space.
Dive. And they canceled it because it needed federal approval, and he basically would have had to ask Trump for approval to do it. And he's like,
Pass.
"No, I'm good."
Pass.
Dude.
Shut it down. The party's over. I'm sorry. We're going to be going for 3 hours now because I just remembered we haven't talked at all about Heat 2. Holy crap. DiCaprio's already said he's in. Austin Butler's in. Everybody is going to be in. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
You'll never talk to me again after I say this.
Yes.
I've never seen it all the way through.
So strange to me. It's okay. It's okay. So strange to me, though.
Do you know why?
Because you don't have the double VHS tapes anymore, and you feel like that you need to be traditionalist?
I am real hit or miss with Michael Mann. That's why.
That's fine. That's fine. I am a manster, or whatever his fans are called, but I will tell you right now, the 15-minute trip to Cuba in Miami Vice with Colin Farrell and the lady was some of the worst, most boring, awful relationship things I've ever seen in my life. He's terrible at relationships. I don't know why it is, Michael Mann. Maybe bring in a lady to help you write something. I'm just saying.
Didn't he also do Public Enemy?
He also did Public Enemy, yes. Yes, he did do that. Thank God I didn't see that at the film festival.
But he did Collateral, and I love Collateral.
He did Black Hat. I'll Michael Mann you up. He did Thief. What you want? I'll go through the whole list, but I don't want to right now. But what I'm saying is Heat 2, Adam Driver. Come on, man.
He did The Keep, but not if you ask him.
That's true. That is very true. All right, I'm done with Heat 2 now. Guys, I'm just going to tell you right now, literally every show from here till it comes out, we're going to talk about that on the horizon. All right, my friend, we've talked about a lot of stuff. I don't even know if you got anything left in the barrel, but I am going to ask you anyhow. What is something or some things you've seen recently that you think the people should watch?
Man, I've been knee deep in Christmas movies for Matmas 2025.
Yes, you have.
And I'll say, just because of the season, watch a movie that is so funny that if it weren't a Christmas movie, people would call it one of the best comedies of all time, but it gets lumped in with Christmas movies instead, and that's National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Okay. I thought you were going to say that new Michelle Pfeiffer movie. Oh, man, that looks brutal.
She's got a new movie coming out.
Oh, my God. Have you not seen the trailer? Oh, stab me in the fucking eyeballs, bro. It looks so awful. Oh,
no, I haven't been to see a movie since One Battle After Another. I think
it's a Netflix movie. You keep talking, and I'll tell you because you need to know the awful name of this.
No. Man, I'm so behind on movies. Like, this is the busiest time of year for our family, and like we just haven't had a whole lot of time to do stuff.
What fun it is called. Do you know what I'd rather do than watch this movie, even though Michael Showalter is directing it? I would rather have my eyelids pulled out while my fingernails melted off than to watch this movie. That's my declaration to you. So watch that on your Christmas list. I just want to see your input. Hey, I'm going to tell you mine now. How about a little movie that I haven't talked about this year, and I'm embarrassed that I haven't because I should talk about this movie every year. 1943, a little comedy screwball movie called Hi Diddle Diddle. Unfortunately, we said bad things about QT earlier, but I will say this is a Quentin Tarantino special. Only reason I know about this movie because of him. One of the funniest movies ever made. Literally every line in this fucking is hilarious. It is assassin level comedy. Like, everything about this is magical, wonderful. I think you can just watch it on YouTube if you want to. I've seen it 800 times and I'll watch it 800 more. I am not saying that this is better than anything the Marx Brothers did, but I'm saying it's equivalent to.
I'm not the biggest Marx Brothers fan. I'll give you another one. I'll give you another
Please.
movie. And this is kind of adjacent to Matmas because it's mentioned in the Santa Claus 2.
Okay.
And it's actually a movie I saw in college, and I love it. Two for the Road. Directed by Stanley Donen,
Okay.
starring Albert Finney and Audrey Hepburn.
Yes.
That is a lovely, very adult movie about relationships.
Yeah, we don't get those much anymore. And we should. I miss those.
Not a lot, but I think that's because, the younger people going to see movies don't like movies about relationships.
That's probably why the materials didn't do it.
Yeah.
People be hating. People be hating. Is that the rule for 2026? People be hating. Still mad that Naked Gun didn't do 100 million.
Man, that's kind of put a bullet in the head for comedy for a while.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, I don't see any good hope for comedy 2026. Maybe 2027, but everything comedy now is just on TV. In that space, I know TV doesn't mean anything anymore, but you know what I'm saying.
And like even those, like there aren't a whole lot of just straight up comedies.
Agreed.
I think that something's got to change in the national feel, to get some better comedies.
I've seen it in stand-up too.
Because it's not like the 60s and 70s were known for their comedies.
Sure. Harold and Maude?
Yeah. No, it wasn't until the 80s.
Yeah, I agree.
When people were kind of feeling good again, even though they weren't.
And I hated all those movies. Give me Harold and Maude before any of those movies. Hey, by the way,
by the way, people on TikTok, Guy in Yellow is trash.
I love it. I love it. Bill Murray, early 80s, still not going to work, and you can still all suck. Come at me, bitches. Come at me.
You're so wrong.
I've been so accurate on so many things. It's exhausting. I'm so right on everything. All right, Matt. We have reached the end of another perfect episode. This was Dom DeLuise's podcast that he would have listened to in the bathtub if he were to be alive for a podcast. That's what I say to you. Matt, is there anything else left to say to the people?
For the last time this year, see ya.